Hi everybody, I'm Angela and I work at Kings Road Trotters, and what I thought I'd do for you today is give you some tips on looking after your children's hair at home through this quarantine time. So this is my gorgeous model Theo, who's my son. Some of you might have heard me talk about him when I'm discussing your child's hair. Now my first tip is, if you're going to do a fringe trim, is to cut their fringe when the hair's dry, because if you do it when it's wet it looks a lot longer, then you tend to cut more off and it would jump up and be really short. My second tip is have a brush. I know that trotters do similar ones in pink or blue, and then you brush the hair all around, hoping that they don't scream. My third tip is you bribe your child. Now, Mummy's going to cut your hair, Theo, okay? And if you sit really still and you don't move, you can have a chocolate bar after. Is that a deal?
Yeah.
High five? Yes. Okay, so now I'm going to start cutting the fringe. And normally what I do with fringes is if you bend the head down slightly, the natural crown area normally appears and it will fall in the place that it wants to be. So take a comb if you've got a comb, some hairdressing scissors or maybe kitchen scissors, whatever you've got, and then you'll need a little section clip. Normally people have got these ones at home, or if you have got any hairdressing section clips, they look like this. I'm just gonna... Right, so what you want to do is with the comb, with the larger tooth comb, take the fringe, comb it down, put your finger underneath, and you can pull it forward like this. Have a practice first of all. If the hair is very thick, then the best thing to do is just make a section. So we take this section underneath here, put your head down the line, that's it. Take the section, put the comb across, pull it down, and then clip this bit out of the way. Or if you've got a sister or a brother that can just hold the hair back, then that's great. Then with the wide end of the tooth comb, take the hair, not too severe, just gently pull, and then you've got about 1 centimetre, and then I'm pulling it forward slightly, okay, especially if your child's little, because they don't like the scissors or the feel of fingers on their forehead. Pull this forward. My fifth tip is when you're cutting is to point cut in. It doesn't have to be dead straight, so you just chop, 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 chop. Okay. Then my other tip is, in the middle, make a slight curve with your fingers and then you chop into that bit, okay? So this bit is a little bit longer, then it goes up and then it goes down. And I'll just bring this section over as well. Chop, 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 chop. Another tip as well is don't cut too much off, do less. You can always go back and do more because it will bounce up, as you can see through there. Theo's got curly hair, so I have to take that into consideration, that it will bounce up. Hence, that's why we do it when it's dry. And a little bit more here. So I'm taking another section of his gorgeous thick hair, clipping that back up, pulling it down, and my line is underneath there, so I just follow that line. If you find it more comfortable and you want to go like that, first of all, that's fine. Please keep still, my model, and then you just chop into it for the softness. Chop, chop, chop. And then we go through here, just to the side bits, combing that down. So I'm angling that down, and then see if this falls forward. So if you shake your head, Theo, please, shake your head. That's it. And then you can see there's still a long bit there. So again, pull that forward and then point cut in, elevating my fingers outwards. That's it. Just chop, 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 chop. Section a bit more, pulling that down. So remember the side bits, I'm angling down towards the cheekbone a little bit more. And then you move that over and you can see it's looking soft, not too hard. And then I'm going to cut this bit over here to blend that in. So I'm just taking my comb again, sectioning it off, pulling it forward, angling my fingers down. I will stand this way so that you can see a little bit more. And you just chop into that bit there. Okay? So the tip is cut upwards rather than straight across, and then you won't get that lovely bowl haircut that we used to see in the past. There we go. You'll find a fringe will grow. You might need to do a fringe every 2 weeks. That's fine. Your hair will grow in that 2 weeks, or if you do take it a little bit shorter, it should last you about a month. Okay, so that was my tips on fringe trims. I'll be posting other tips for you, and if there's any questions or any other things you would like to know, if you email Trotters, I'll be happy to answer your questions. There you go, Theo. Thanks for being a good boy.
Thank you.
Yay. Thank you.